Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea to the field of play. Please, let's stand for the national anthem of Papua New Guinea. National anthem of Solomon Islands.
Afternoon and welcome to the Asian Spearhead Group Prime Ministers Cup tournament. It's match day 1, Solomon Islands versus Papua New Guinea. Joining me in commentary, welcome to Lawson Tama, is Alex Waimora.
Good afternoon for football here, Lisa, and brilliant start to the day.
We have the kickoff.
And now, if you're still at home and making your way here, the game is on. It's Solomon Islands. This is actually Solomon Islands development team, Lisa, and with Papua New Guinea, they have some of the experienced players here, with the likes of Alwyn Comalong, who has a vast experience over the years playing football.
This is the first match of the tournament. This is the third edition of the MSG Prime Ministers Cup, hosted here in Solomon Islands, with the national development team of Solomon Islands taking on Papua New Guinea for match day 1.
Now Solomon Islands build up through the back, trying to go into the Papua New Guinea territory. Couldn't do so. That was Jack Junior Ani. And today Solomon Islands is led by Malon Tahio Hoa, rather. Papua New Guinea try to push play into the Solomon Islands defense. Good turn by the youngster. Tries to win the ball here, the number 9, Jimson Abana. Deep inside their own half, Papua New Guinea builds a play. Here, the man with the ball here, the experience. Good number, Papua New Guinea inside the 18-yard box. Looking to push Solomon Islands here, a more rather young-sided Solomon Islands side. But with these two players on the ball now, they are the experienced ones, Tigi Molea and Malon. Malon played his football in Fiji, so he does have a vast experience playing outside of Solomon Islands. But for this play here with the ball, it's a national duty to behold the number 2, Gordon Iro. Solomon Islands inside their own half. Tigi Molea wins a free kick here. Brilliant day for football. The grass is green and the colors of Solomon Islands is green as well, with the contrast yellow, well, almost gold. The man from Papua New Guinea, or usually known by the initials PNG. Throw deep inside the Solomon Islands own half to be taken by Prince. From the halfway, Papua New Guinea try to switch play here. Still with the ball is the number 6, Ritsozik Tamgol. Finds Solomon Rani, experienced player here, Solomon Rani. Over to Rex Naime. Back to the experienced captain Alwyn Comalong, who was also here for the Pacific Games. If you are one of the football followers watching at the moment, you will definitely know the name Alwyn Comalong. Now Solomon Islands with a break here by Jimson Abana, driving outside the 18 box, actually trying to go for a shot here, couldn't do so. In fact, it was good defending by Alwyn Comalong to keep the ball out of play. Well, a corner kick here for the Solomon Islands development side. The heat here is slowly picking up its pace. Well, it is a Monday here, so fellow Solomon Islands football fans slowly making their way into the grounds here. A corner kick for Solomon Islands development side, coming into the 18-yard box. Gordon Iro tries to get this one back. In fact, he pushed the ball way up on the sky. It comes back down, and a throw-in for Papua New Guinea deep inside their own half. Ritso Tamgo brings the ball up play, tries to go past one, managed to do so. Good ball here by the number 11, Rex Naime. Finds the experience. Gunembo rather, he used to play his football in Hamilton, New Zealand. So the man in 7 for Papua New Guinea is an experienced player here, and probably one of the players that they will look to bank their attack from. And a free kick here against Solomon Islands. Both players down. Thomas Lidoli from Solomon Islands collided with the number 6 Rit Zoki Tamgol of Papua New Guinea, and receiving treatment at the moment, medical treatment. And in taking into consideration the heat right now, perhaps it would be good if players are cautious in their attack. But for these two teams, they are Melanesian rivals, so the heat or the temperature shouldn't be an issue here. It's around 32 degrees Celsius here in the capital, Honiara. And if you're thinking of going down probably on the beach side, that would be a best solution right now. But if you're a football fan, probably the iconic ground or the holy grounds of football, Losentama, should be your option. So just for the viewers watching, the side of the field tells you the story how hot it is here. But again, the field is in top condition, good for football, and still anticipating a lot of action here, especially from this free kick here, to be taken by, I believe, the most experienced Papua New Guinea player at the moment, Raymond Gunembo.
In the match, and we'll see to this free kick which is about to come through.
Coming in the 18-yard box, no one's there to attempt it from Papua New Guinea. They still got the ball here. A throw deep inside the Solomon Islands half. It is a set piece here, and Papua New Guinea look to bring up the ball more further into the box here. Solomon Islands tussling well. The number 11, Paul Francis.
And also to make mention that Papua New Guinea was also the champions of the first edition of the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Ministers Cup, which was hosted in Vanuatu 2 years ago. And so they're looking for a strong comeback in this year's tournament.
So the rivalry between these two Melanesian nations in terms of football has been a long one, and continued to be one of the intense football rivalries between Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea. A corner for Papua New Guinea now, to be taken by the experienced Gunemba. Swings it in, the ball sails over. Probably, almost got in. There is the attacking player from Papua New Guinea. Solomon Islands defenders seem to just watch and ponder. Unfortunately for the Papua New Guinea team, they couldn't get the target right on that occasion. Well, Malo now for Solomon Islands. Builds the ball. Two Papua New Guinea players surround him. Solomon Islands decide to go back to the young Ron Sale, who has definitely come up the ranks here. The goalkeeper, Gordon Iro, tries to go for a long one here. Couldn't get to the end of it. Is Junior Albert. Thomas Yagum. Junior Albert collects, tries to go to Marlon. Heavy touch there now. Papua New Guinea is up for a set. They're going to Gunemba. He turns. Pass one and just going for a dip here, trying to just squeeze the ball at the back of Ron Sale. Couldn't do so. And that is the first clear opportunity for Papua New Guinea. Solomon Islands need to be careful here, because the lethal experience of the number 7 for Papua New Guinea could cost them a goal here. So they definitely need to watch out for the number 7, Raymond Gunemba. On the other hand, Jameson Abana for Solomon Islands have been quiet. They perhaps need to get the ball to him more often. A more physical win of the ball from the Papua New Guinea side. Drives it in the, trying to find their attacking player on the far side. Couldn't do so. And still, Solomon Islands couldn't get positions here. Well, they finally got a free kick now. Just inside their own half, actually. And it is Prince for Solomon Islands to take this free kick. Prince Tahunipu, perhaps one of the experienced players who is drafted into this development side, just to add value to the players, to the team rather. And it's a clear one here for the number 10 for Solomon Islands. He thought he was going for the goal, changed his direction, and a clearance there by the Papua New Guinea defender. And also a foul for them, pressure released.
And we have a man down, Storica, the referee of the first match, just doing a check there. And here comes a shot and attempt from Solomon Islands, which was intercepted by Papua New Guinea defense.
Papua New Guinea restart in the center circle. Solomon Islands try to collect. Again, it's the men in, I would say, gold. A long strike there by Jameson Abana. Probably not what the crowd would anticipate it. And again, build a play from Alwyn Comalong. Switch of play. Trying to get number 6, Ritzoki Tamgul, more in action here. And I believe that's one of the key elements of this Papua New Guinea team. They try to push play wide and then try to frustrate the Solomon Islands defense. They do have the physical advantage here. Still with the ball, Papua New Guinea now inside the Solomon Islands half. Malon tussles for the ball, managed to win it. But again, PNG is coming strong here. A foul against Ritzoki Tamgul here. And the captain for Solomon Islands development team, Malon, is now down. But he's a big boy, he gets himself up. Beautiful day for football here. Great weather as Solomon Islands look to recycle ball from the back. Try to find and put the number 11 Paul Francis more in action here. And again, number 10 for Solomon Islands, Junior Albert, very hard-working player, but probably the smallest player on the pack as well, with a very big attitude to work and win balls back for his country. Well, Papua New Guinea again. Builds a play, Tigi Molia finds Jameson Abana, going for the first time shot here, not on target. Probably not to the liking of the local fans as well.
Well, we've come to finally the first match day 1, and it's the Solomon Islands development side taking on Papua New Guinea here at Losentama Stadium, and it is still 0-0 for both teams. Perfect weather for football. This is the MSG Prime Ministers Cup, and of course it is uniting Melanesia through soccer.
Well, the scores are locked at 0-0. And fans are slowly creeping in, trying to get a good view here. Jameson Abana, two players around him, tries to go past one, managed to win the ball back. No, he couldn't do so. It's Papua New Guinea now with Zoki Tamgol on the counter attack. Delayed here by Tigi Mole and have to restart back into their own half. And a miscue pass here, Jameson Abana. Oh no, he doesn't capitalize it on that chance. Well, it was a chance worth begging, not in terms of scoring, but an opportunity to start their counter attack. Papua New Guinea back in just around the center circle, move the ball well. Godfrey Harrow to Alwyn Komolong. The engine room, Solomon Ronnie, runs the show here so far. And here's the man again, Gunemba, experienced player, drives the ball, going checks, beats one, couldn't do so. He still managed to get a chance for Papua New Guinea. And not to the liking of themselves. Ron Sale, the youngster from Solomon Islands, stood his ground well and just at the right spot saved the ball as Solomon Islands to restart. It's two chances here now from Papua New Guinea, and definitely Solomon Islands will be asking questions of their defense. Gordon Iro still managing the game here from the back. Solomon Islands, not a good pass again. It's Solomon Rani. Gordon Iro tries to make the attempt here. Papua New Guinea going into the 18-yard box. But again, good defense. Defending the radar. It's the youngster as well. So Solomon Islands are under threat at the moment. And all the plays have been through the experienced Gunemba. And the man here, as you can see on the screen, is one of the phenomenal player who, I would say, runs the operation of the Papua New Guinea team. And he's Solomon, his name is Solomon, playing against Solomon Islands. So definitely a treat for him. Ball comes into the 18-yard box, no one challenging for it. Papua New Guinea calls for a penalty here. And it has actually been given. A penalty for Papua New Guinea against Solomon Islands. The youngster Ron Sale, the goalkeeper, tried to contest it, but the referee has given her decision.
Let's take a look how that happened. It was the second corner coming in. There was a header just inside the box, and there was a handball there, which resulted in a penalty for Papua New Guinea.
Alwyn Komolong, the captain, against the youngster Ron Sale of Solomon Islands. This could definitely change the course of the game. Mr. Komolong. Oh, and he sends the goalkeeper the wrong way and converts clinically. Papua New Guinea 1, Solomon Islands development team 0.
It's the first goal for Papua New Guinea, the captain doing what he's supposed to do, and slots in the first goal for Papua New Guinea.
So it's interesting, in the Pacific Games, he actually came here to support his spouse, was playing for one of the Papua New Guinea female teams. So now he's back into action. Alwyn Komolong, who recovered from an injury. There he is in action again. And what a pleasure for a captain to take your team into the lead here. Well, Solomon Islands are trailing 1 goal now. They definitely need to step up here if they are going to capitalize. Jameson Abana couldn't get the ball cleanly, and Papua New Guinea again. This man here, Gunemba. Again, he sets one up here. Ball goes in the 18-yard box. Prince turns around, couldn't do a good clearance here. Again, Solomon Islands in their own half, just passing the ball around. They need to have urgency here just to keep the ball moving up and inside the opposition's half. Again, another chase here by the Solomon Islands attacker. Clearance by the goalkeeper. Not a good one here from the number 12, Christines Biasu. And you can see the head coach, Solomon Islands, early on the screen. Franco Ne'e, former Solomon Islands national player. Again, good defending here by the Papua New Guinea defender. Very composed, especially for defending. When the attacker is with the ball in the 18-yard box, it's always fragile. So you have to be cautious the way, the angle that you present yourself. But with this man on the ball here, Alwin Komalong, that is like eating a biscuit in the morning. It's nature to him, defending. Gunemba brings the ball out to number 6. Again to Gunemba, the experienced player. Tries to find the ball here inside the 18-yard box. Probably space. Again, Solomon Islands just passing the ball out. Not a good ball here. Papua New Guinea could capitalize here. Maybe no. Good save here by the youngster Ron Sale of Solomon Islands.
There's also a majority of the Solomon Islands national development side are through from the under-23 squad.
And another clearance. I thought Alwin was trying to pass the ball to the goalkeeper. Probably communication-wise wasn't on point. And in an attempt to win the ball, the number 9 Jameson Abana actually caused a foul there.
Just the referee, Torika Delai, calling for medical assistance as there was a challenge and a tussle for the ball, and the goalkeeper came down. And also just to make mention that the national development side for Solomon Islands, the youngest player on this team is 16 years old. Just having a look at the replay, there is the challenge. As is Jimson Abana wearing the number 9 jersey. Has got needs some medical attention, but it's a beautiful day for football here in Honiara Losentama. As the crowd is slowly building up, it's going to be a great couple of days of football. And if you've just also found the time to be here, welcome to Losentama Stadium. This is match day 1, and this is Solomon Islands development side taking on Papua New Guinea. The scores are at 1 goal to Papua New Guinea, and the Solomon Islands national development side 0. Was also a foul that resulted in a yellow card to Jimson Abana.
Now he's quite an aggressive player, Jimson Abana, for a young fella, and so the referee decided that need to caution him.
Yep, the first yellow card from Torika Delai of Fiji.
Game management, and the referee decides that Jameson deserves a yellow card. Well, Papua New Guinea again with a restart in their own half. Finds they try to come back on this side here. It's a Ritzoki Tamgol. Very good player. Again, builds a play to Alwin Komalong at the back. Goes for a true ball here. Couldn't find Solomon Rani. Well, he did found Solomon Rani, but wasn't a good touch from the number 14. Unlike character for him, Junior Albert, the youngster futsal player. Capitalizes. Good turn by the number 13. And I think that's a foul here. against Jack Junior Ane. Ridzoki Tamgul, much more physical player compared to Jack Junior Ane, who is a youngster from the under-23 squad.
It was a hard push.
Much to the dislike of the fellow supporters.
You know, we have a look at that replay. There comes the push. Very physical from the number 6 of Papua New Guinea.
A dangerous set piece here, and especially in this particular area of the field, to be taken by Prince. The Solomon Islands team now has an opportunity, perhaps if they could capitalize on this one and get the scoreboard equal. That's Prince Tahunipu. He sets himself up here. Ball comes in here. Oh, wobbles around the goalkeeper. Wasn't on safe one there for Christines Biasu on his first attempt to save the ball, but he finally managed to do so. And he calls for his players, or well, his team, to step up and try to release pressure on himself. Long one here from the number 12. Again, finds Solomon Rani. Not a good ball from him. Solomon Islands again, through Malon. Finds Jack. No, couldn't do so. Now it's a time goal for Papua New Guinea. Inside the Solomon Islands half, has to find Solomon Rani. Lets it run to Emmanuel Simon. Now it's on the far side here, building up play. Solomon Islands again, trying to defend here. Papua New Guinea with a couple of few touches here. Again, time goal. Sets up play again, finds. They are still building up play just outside, around 35 yards out from the Solomon Islands goalkeeper, Thomas Yagum. Gordon Iro, good defending there. Malon finds Jameson Abana again, closed down early by Godfrey Harrow. Alvin Komala to Godfrey. Papua New Guinea looking more the composed side here, getting used to the conditions of the field. Not a good ball by Alvin now. Solomon Islands on the counter attack. It's Christian Ohasio. Builds up play outside of the edge box. Probably taken down here. Still managed to keep going. This looks like a foul. Inside the 18-yard box. But the referee perhaps will call for an earlier offense against him. There was two incidents here building up to Ohosia going into the 18-yard box. He was first being kicked. That's it. That's the first offense here. And then the second one here, if she was going to go for the second one, it's definitely a penalty. But if she was calling it back for the first one here, then that's outside of the 18-yard box. Probably an advantage play here, and that's the second one. That's definitely a foul. So we'll see what particular call she'll be calling the foul for. If the earlier one was an advantage, then I would think she would go back to the first offense. Interesting. The game has been restarted from a throw. We'll have to find out from our technical team later on. But Solomon Islands again build up play. It's Malon here, tries to go around the middle here. Papua New Guinea team looking more organized, but Solomon Islands, can you find a way here? That's the question they'll be asking. Prince to Moller, again to Prince, Back to Molea. Finds it Junior Albert. This is what Solomon Islands is well known for, the short touches here. Albert trying to battle again with the Papua New Guinea players. Perhaps the local fans were confused with the decision early on.
Yeah, and we were also anticipating a free kick around that area. Was fouled. There was two. One happened outside the box and one in the box.
It's a miscue pass here by Alwyn Comelong. Not what I would expect from him. Well, they are now rebuilding the attack. And again, another missed pass here by Papua New Guinea. That's a late tackle here. Solomon Islands again with the ball. Deep inside the Papua New Guinea half. Tries to find the youngster, Jack Junior Ani. Very good footworks this player have. The number 13, Gordon Iro. Oceania in the center circle. Goes for a long one here. Tries to find Jack Junior Ani. Does well. Beats one player. Who sets up player for Tiki Molea. Going for a first-time touch. Probably not the best option here. Should have just driven the ball inside the 18-net box. Again, Gordon Iro to Malon. Just outside the center circle. Goes for the long cross here. Tries to find Prince. Good ball from Prince here. Inside the 18-net box. Solomon Islands. Not a good ball here. Probably not the best touches from their number 11, Paul Francis. And I think it's going to be water break here. It's good to have water break. It's 32 degrees here out in Losentama. I would say one of the iconic football grounds in the Pacific region. And so, Lisa, the scores are still Papua New Guinea 1-0. Perhaps Solomon Islands need to get themselves organized in terms of their attacking transition.
And Papua New Guinea, of course, coming in strong in this first half, which a foul resulted in the penalty from Alwyn Comelong, the captain. There we have the water break, much needed water break. The temperatures are really high out here at Lawson Tama Stadium. Papua New Guinea still leading with their 1 goal. Solomon Islands national development side. We've got a majority of the under 23 players. We've also got our youngest player, which is 16 years old, on this development side as well. You can see the coach giving out instructions. Of course, Franco Ne'e, a former national player for Solomon Islands. And rejuvenating with a water break. Maybe they will pick up the pace a bit in the next part of the match. Papua New Guinea, of course, determined, once champions in the first edition of the MSG Prime Ministers Cup, which was hosted in Vanuatu 2 years back.
So it's a difficult conditions here at Losentama in terms of the heat. And so Papua New Guinea, I have to say, they have managed themselves well in keeping up to the pace of the home side, I would say, Solomon Islands development squad. They are the ones who technically should be used to the conditions here, Lisa. But so far, it's the Papua New Guinea team who are showing, perhaps it shows their experience in terms of the levels that we're seeing here.
Well, Papua New Guinea had, I think it was 2 or 3 attempts, shots on target, and Solomon Islands development side has probably managed to closely to 1 attempt, but not as what is anticipated.
Well, with the experience of Alwyn Comelong, rather, and Raymond Gunemba, as well as Solomon Rani, I think Papua New Guinea definitely has a upper hand here. Well, Solomon Islands to restart here. A corner kick coming in, and 2 defenders against the sole player for Solomon Islands, Christian Ohasio, who is down on the ground. It was a clear attempt by him, actually. The two Papua New Guinea defenders were trying to get the ball, but it was Oceania. And that's the lady in charge here, Torika Delay of Fiji. As we look at the replay. Nothing wrong there. They all of them were contesting for the ball.
He
Perhaps
had both
he might just
Papua New Guinea players on both sides of him. Well, he's up. He's back on his feet.
Oceania also featured in the Solomon Islands national team in the Pacific Games, where they unfortunately lose to New Caledonia in the finals. We have a cloud just hovering over Lawson Tammo, hiding the hot rays of the sun here, perhaps to the liking of the players. Just a little breather from the heat here.
There we have the captain wearing the captain's armband, number 16.
Usually when the game stops like this, it affects the momentum of both teams. So it would be interesting to see who picks up pace after this restart. Papua New Guinea turns inside the own half. Solomon Rani brings up play. Again, they still with the ball here. Not a good pass from them. It goes out for a throw for Solomon Islands deep inside the own half. The number 19 here for Solomon Islands, Thomas Lidoli, who we still yet to see much of his game involvement. And Prince with the ball goes on the far side, back to him, back to Ohasio, to Malon, who is not afraid of getting the ball tight. Prince tries to find Junior Albert, couldn't do so. Not a good touch here by Malon. Prince again, pressure is on him, decides to go short. Tigi Moller back to Junior Albert. Right, it's not Junior Albert actually, it's Paul Francis. And Papua New Guinea again with the ball here, coming in the 18-yard box, and the first time here, and what a miss here by the number 6, Ritzoki Tamgol. That was the opportunity that he was looking for. The number 6, that's the man here. He probably thinking, what on earth did I just do? And for Ron Sale, who's with the ball now, he was caught off guard. But just unfortunate for the number 6 for Papua New Guinea. Otherwise, he could have extended the lead here. Now again, he's got the ball here. He's driving again.
There goes the replay of that close opportunity. The goal was absolutely clear. Ron Saleh was actually, he came up front. That was just too close. Another opportunity there for Papua New Guinea.
Again, Papua New Guinea with a throw deep inside the Solomon Islands development side half. Well, rather, I would just call them the Solomon Islands side. So first substitution.
Substitutions for Papua New Guinea from player wearing jersey number 6.
And it's Ritzoki Tamgol, who just had that clear opportunity to extend the lead, being substituted. Got a couple of knocks in the first half, or first part of the game, rather. It's 21, Dave Tomare, now been introduced. The 21 being introduced for the number 6, Ritzoki Tamgol. A quick start from Ron Sale. Ohasio brings up play outside the 18-yard box. Looks for the long one, tries to find a good ball here. They are building up. Francis trying to find Jameson Abana, couldn't do so. Again, he collects the ball. Tigi Molea to Francis, goes to Malon. Brings it out to Lidoli, rather. Well, Malon again tries to connect the ball here, couldn't do so. Perhaps Solomon Islands need to work on their touches, their passes, and not give away the ball too easily. For the men in gold here, they are the ones capitalizing on these missed passes by the Solomon Islands side. Tigi Molea finds Malon, turns in the center circle, goes to find, tries to put Jack Juniani into action. But again, the newly introduced substitution for Papua New Guinea, Dave Tumare, to Solomon Rani against Solomon Islands. Back in the defense, Papua New Guinea restart. Junior Albert trying to close down, couldn't do so. Referee decides it's a clear, fair tackle. Solomon Islands through Malon in the center circle. Again going for that long ball here. Tries to find Paul Francis on the far side. Got one player to beat. Goes for a dribble. Pass. Tries to go past one. Couldn't do so. And Papua New Guinea again trying to attempt a through ball here. Junior Albert, the futsal star. Perhaps not enough to beat his opposition player. Ohasio to Malon in the center circle. Goes out wide to find Lidoli. Brings up play. Go back to Malon. Junior Albert. The midfield of Malon, Junior Albert and Tigi Molea. Can Lidoli get to it? Couldn't do so. It's a throw for Papua New Guinea deep inside their own half.
Well, it's still Papua New Guinea with a narrow lead in this first half of match day one. Tigi Molea.
Solomon Islands in the 18-yard box. Not a good pass again. And can Papua New Guinea bring out something from this one? They got numbers here. Decides to go back to Solomon Rani. He checks, then he turns, then checks again. Goes back to Dave. Rather, it's Gunemba, the experienced Gunemba, wearing the number 7. Finds Solomon Rani. Look to find Gunemba again, who wasn't the best touch. Gunemba goes back, finds his player, and it's Solomon Rani. Turns play, defense here. Papua New Guinea starting to push up here. Oh, it's a good ball here coming in for the number 10 for Papua New Guinea on the far side. Got 2 Solomon Islands defenders around him. He decides to go back to Emmanuel Simon. Long cross here. Controls well by Solomon Rani. But again, good defense there by Solomon Islands. Tight space. They managed to work their way out of the congested area. It's Malon here. Checks and decides to go across the floor here. Finds Paul Francis. Solomon Islands on the counter-attack through Junior Albert. Goes back to Tigi Molea. Goes for the looping ball here to find Jack Jr. Ani. He beats 1, beats 2, still going. Jack Jr. beats 4, and again, just probably runs out of gas here and loses the ball to the Papua New Guinea defense. And this is the man you don't want him to be on the ball. Gunemba. He finds his number 10 too early on the run here. Solomon Islands again with a task on their hands. Can they get back on the scoreboard?
Also, I must say that Kunemba of Papua New Guinea has been very instrumental in this first half of the match. And Solomon Islands still to make a move. It's just not happening for Solomon Islands development side at this point in time. Christina Spaisu, Papua New Guinea goalkeeper, just giving out some instructions. Getting his side in position. As he clears the ball.
Islands now have a chance here through Jimson Abana. Tries to turn just outside the 18-yard box. Goes back to Junior Jack. Well, Jack Junior. It's Malon here with the ball. Goes back to Lidoli. Osio going for the long way strike here. It's rebounded off the goalkeeper. Junior Albert couldn't get to it. Papua New Guinea again builds a play in their own half. It's the new substitution here. Tries to win a foul. Not so. It's Jack Junior Ani to Malon. Malon to Lidoli. Lidoli checks. Going for the first time. Cross inside. Alwin Komalong collects well. Solomon Rani. Papua New Guinea again composed and slowly making their way out of their own half. It's this man here, Solomon Rani, rather it's the number 11 Rex Naimi, teaming up well with Solomon Rani. The midfield combination of Papua New Guinea is very effective at the moment.
And we've also just we missed that shot as we had an indication of 5 minutes additional time in this first half of the match.
And I believe both teams will be looking to go to the changing room to assess, to regroup, and perhaps make some changes for the second half. But it's Solomon Islands development side rather trailing by a goal by the experienced Papua New Guinea team. Build a play, Gordon Iro from the back over to Malon. Tries to go through the defense. It's probably not the best option considering the well-organized Papua New Guinea defenders. Dave Tomare. Quite an active player here, Dave Tomare, the number 21, who has just been introduced for the flamboyant Ritzoki time goal. Now that's it, the man I've just mentioned here on the ball now, Dave Tomare. He finds Solomon Rani, checks again, decides to hold play. Papua New Guinea just trying to find a opening here in the Solomon Islands defense. Solomon Islands have so much majority of their players inside their own half. They need to have at least 2 options up front. But for the Papua New Guinea side, it's a well-organized team here. Their transition has been excellent with them defending, with them attacking. Gunemba again, finding that blind pass over the defense, but it's Osio who reads it well this time around. Gordon Iro lets the ball run to Ron Sale, back to Prince Tahunipu, Tegi Molea. Perhaps the most experienced player here is Tegi Molea, played for the Solomon Warriors club here, one of the most decorated clubs in the Solomon Islands in their local national league. Solomon Rani again, tries to find Dave Tomare, actually been called offside by the assistant referee, Jeffrey Solodia of Solomon Islands. Speaking of the referees, the weather here today definitely harsh on them, but they are trained to experience it, to enjoy it. Now Solomon Islands looking more like a bike 5 here. That's the man in charge here, Franco Ne'e, the former national player, former Kosa club player. Probably not too pleased with the way his players are transitioning the ball. Quite slow for a Solomon Islands side. And again, they build a play from the far side. It's Prince here. There's Solomon Islands numbers in the box. Not the delivery everyone was expecting of. And they have a throw deep inside the Papua New Guinea half. It's Prince Tahunipu. Back to Osio. Both players from the southern region of Malaita, one of the local provinces here in Solomon Islands. Now Malon brings a play just outside the 18-yard box to Lidoli. Finds a diagonal ball here into the 18-yard box. Tiki Mole takes down, decides to chip it over. And unfortunately, couldn't make the target here. And Papua New Guinea to restart. That's Tiki Mole here, the number 6. And with that, I think that's the end of the first half.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that signals the end of the first half between Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea.
And there goes the first half of match 1 of the MSG Prime Ministers Cup tournament here in Honiara, Lawson Tama Stadium, as both teams go to the changing room, and the scores are PNG, Papua New Guinea 1, Solomon Islands 0. The second half of match day one of the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Ministers Cup in Lawson Tama, as the second half of the match kicks off.
Well, both teams now have the opportunity to reset themselves up. Not a good ball here by Malon. Sails over the bar. For those of you who joined us in the first half, just some corrections here. The earlier on number 6 for Papua New Guinea was Ati Kepo instead of Ritsuzoki Tamgol. He was not involved in that number 6. Rather, it was Ati Kepo, and the 21 was Rafael Rudolph. So they are now introducing the play. Well, for Solomon Islands, Barry Limoki, the number 7, now is being introduced in the second half. And Papua New Guinea with the goal advantage here. Solomon Islands, can they turn things around? Well, a throw inside their own half. They're now heading into a more eagerly time to equalize as Solomon Islands builds play from the back. It's Oceania back to Malon. Malon checks, decides to go long here, tries to find the electrifying number 11 Paul Francis. Is always ready to attack this player, the number 11 for Solomon Islands. Not a good ball here from Malon, miscued by Gordon Nero. Tigimole finds it back. It's Gordon Nero deep inside their own half. Solomon Islands builds a play from the back. Ohasio over to Junior Albert. Again, Solomon Islands slowly try to build a play. This is 3 times in a row that Malon hasn't quite get his first touch right here. Papua New Guinea now with a throw deep inside the Solomon Islands half, to be taken by Godfrey Harrow. They build a play from the back. Junior Albert clears for a throw. Still deep inside the Solomon Islands half. Both teams restart with high tempo here compared to the second half. And the man you see here is the experienced Gunemba, who plays his football, well, used to play his football in New Zealand. And now he will take this free kick, and an opportunity for Papua New Guinea perhaps to extend their lead against the Solomon Islands, national Solomon Islands development team. Again, ball comes out, no one there to capitalize on it for Papua New Guinea. Miscued shot here again. Oh, it's Gunemba here going for the first time shot. Not a good one, not on target. And release of pressure for Solomon Islands. Ron Sale, the youngster, decides to start quickly. Malon collects the ball just outside the 18-yard box. Decides to go back to Gordon Nero. Finds Junior Albert. Turns, not a good ball by Junior Albert now. Papua New Guinea also miscued their pass. Solomon Islands again inside their own half. Tiki Molea. Back to Prince, back to Gordon Iro. All the way back to Ron Sale. Solomon Islands builds a play. Approaching the halfway line. Long clearance here. Collected well by Emmanuel Simon of Papua New Guinea. A tall and physical player for Papua New Guinea, commanding the midfield here.
Here at Lawson Thomas Stadium, we've got high temperatures, we've got the umbrellas all out here at the venue, and slowly we've got the crowd building up as well as we anticipate this first match of the tournament. Papua New Guinea tries to drive in through in the box there. Can this be cleared?
That is another opportunity for Papua New Guinea, and I would say a very bad decision from the Solomon Islands player. Shouldn't have brought the ball back into the 18-yard box. Anyways, Papua New Guinea again tries to find their play. The Solomon Islands players calling for an offside here. And again, it's the experienced Gunamba. He's been phenomenal for Papua New Guinea. He knows really well that at any time an opportunity might present itself. The
Yes.
number 7 for Papua New Guinea, and he's been vital in all of their attacks.
Also comes with the wealth and depth of experience which he brings to this match.
Solomon Islands again with another long opportunity here, coming from outside. Oh, good ball. No, not so good actually. I thought the number 7, Barry Limoki, was going to take the one. He decides to leave it for Paul Francis. Long ball from Solomon Islands. No one's there to challenge with the goalkeeper. And Papua New Guinea through Solomon running. Rather, it's Emmanuel Simon for Papua New Guinea. And it's Joseph Joe. Jockey Tam Goal. So he's the player I've been calling his name for the number 6, Ati Kepo, who has already been substituted. So Ritzoki Tamgol, he's one of the new faces in the Papua New Guinea side. And Solomon Islands with a throw inside the own half. Rex Naemi, the number 10 for Papua New Guinea. Very influential in the first half as well, playing on the far right side. Well, Solomon Islands have a throw deep inside the Papua New Guinea half. Can they orchestrate something from this stoppage? Tigi Molea. High ball tries to find Barry Limoki, tries to go between the defenders here. Couldn't do so. Tigi Molea collects. Marlon checks and goes in the 18-yard box. A good run for Solomon Islands here. And the assistant referee on the far side, Jeffrey Solodia, decides is an offside against the number 13, Stephen Cotti. Throw for Solomon Islands deep inside the Papua New Guinea half. Gordon Iro checks, decides to find Junior Albert in the center circle. The Solomon Islands side looking more like the ones trying to find an equalizer here, and just their passing is not quite immaculate. They need to work on their final touches. See, instructions been given out by the number 7, Raymond Gunemba, the experienced player. He knows really well the conditions here, having played against Solomon Islands side for many years. It's Ohasio brings up play. And again, the execution here for 80% of Solomon Islands passes has just not been on point. Alwin Comalong, the captain, back to Christina's Biasu. Papua New Guinea with the lead at hand. And Solomon Islands again. Prince tries to find Junior Albert. He goes past the Papua New Guinea defender. Go for the first time here. No one's there to challenge or, well, to connect the opportunity here. And clearance again from Papua New Guinea. Gordon Iro inside the Papua New Guinea half. The centre back. Again, he's with the ball here to Malon. Solomon Islands just looking to toss the ball around, trying to find a break here. Tiki Molia to Malon. First time ball goes back to Gordon Iro. Brings the ball just outside the centre circle. Finds Barili Moki. Probably an opportunity already open, but he decides to get the ball back. And Malon, the captain here, squares it over to, tries to find Prince. And again, another pass that has not been quite useful.
And we will be having another substitution here, and Paul Francis is coming off the field, and going in is Winford Bekepio. There's two substitutions there. Tiki Molea is coming off and will be replaced by Kennedy Sihiu. Kennedy Sihiu wearing the number 8 jersey. He is the youngest player on this side.
So an opportunity for experience and exposure. And that's why you have the development name against their title. Good to see for Solomon Islands, young upcoming players getting engaged. Now Malon for Solomon Islands, the captain, who compared to Kennedy Sihiu is a much more experienced player. Not a good ball, but still it's an opportunity here. A first time ball, tries to find the far side. It was approaching. It's the newly introduced Winford Bekepio. Papua New Guinea from the back, they restart. Emmanuel Simon. Long ball here from Kolukepo. It's Osio brings up play to find the number 13 here. Very influential player, Stephen Koti, Junior Albert. Combinations. Perhaps they just need to work on the chemistry here, Alyssa, just to find more chemistry between players here for the Solomon Islands development. I understand that much of these players just joined camp a couple of months ago, so it's all about their development. Well, speaking of development, the number 10 is a very hard-working player, Junior Albert.
Well, yesterday we just had a quick chat to the captain of the Solomon Islands development side, and he was very confident with the mixture that they have. There's a mix of a few, very top players with experiences, and also with a younger players which have the opportunity of having more game time in this side of the national development side, going up against Papua New Guinea. Of course, Papua New Guinea has come in very strong this round in this tournament, as also being the champions at the first edition of the Melanesian Spearhead Group Prime Ministers Cup, which was held in Vanuatu. It was 2 years back.
Well, Barry Limoki of Solomon Islands, who played his trade in Fiji. Good to see him back here in his local ground. Malon, the captain, squares it off to Ohasio. Checks, looks up, probably tries to find any attacking player running. Papua New Guinea slowly defending, but they have an objective here, and it is to capitalize on the counter-attack. So Solomon Islands need to be smart here. Well, they are getting the ball to the attacking side. Barry Lemoki tries to go. Good disturbance here by the captain. And the assistant referee decides it's a free kick here. Perhaps the goalkeeper have taken the ball outside the 18-yard box. And the referee has issued a, well, that's the card here given to Barry Limoki. We'll have to see in a replay to see actually what happened on that occasion.
This is the second yellow card now for the Solomon Islands development side. The first yellow card came out in the first half, and number 7 Limoki has just been flashed the yellow card from Torika. Referee still a lot of discussion around that decision that was being made, but the referee has the final say.
Torika delay of Fiji decides it's a free kick here for Solomon Islands against Papua New Guinea. Perhaps it's a verbal foul here from Barry Limoki. I have to confirm later with the technical staff, but it is an opportunity here for Solomon Islands. And speaking of opportunity, Barry Limoki, Kennedy Sihu, who just been introduced, are all set-piece takers, as well as the number 23 Winford Bekapio. And oh, not a very clear free kick here from, I think it's Christine Ohosio. And these are opportunities where you need to capitalize on. And that's unfortunate for Solomon Islands. A corner kick for them, rather deep inside the Papua New Guinea half. And again, clearance from the Papua New Guinea defending. Prince here checks and decides to send the ball through. Another clearance from Papua New Guinea defender Kolukepu, and a throw-in for Solomon Islands. Good work here by Ritzoki Tamgul of Papua New Guinea. Solomon Islands have the opportunity now to attack, especially in that department of the field. Barry Limoki wins the ball back. Prince again for the first time. Solomon Islands through Gordon Hero. Squares it over to the number 19 Thomas Lidoli, who has been quiet in the second half. Compared to the first half, he was more involved in the game. Unlike this player here on the ball now, Ohosio, who has been everywhere with the ball, without the ball. And Papua New Guinea again look to get out of the pressure here. Solomon Islands seem to have more gas in their players compared to the Papua New Guinea side. They've been all over the pitch here, but they couldn't find the equalizer, which could turn things in their way.
Yes,
A long clearance from Papua New Guinea.
Solomon Islands
Solomon
side
Islands
has been very much dominant in this second half. A change, and we've also got, speaking of change, substitution for Papua New Guinea, and this is Kenneth, number 19, coming off, will be replaced by Ezekiel Vela. That's Kenneth Ara coming off there. And there is also another substitution, 2 substitutions for Papua New Guinea. And that's Solomon Rani going in.
Solomon Ronnie, who I've been mentioning earlier in the first half. In fact, his jersey number was actually number 16. So apologies for that one. But again, it's all in for Papua New Guinea. They're the ones leading here. And a good ball here for Solomon Islands. Jack Jr. squares it off. And a very smart clearance here by the number 3, Godfrey Harrow. He knows well pressure was on him and took the right decision just to steer the ball away from pressure. Solomon Islands in their own half, well in the center circle. Osio needs to get the ball out as soon as possible. But he did win a free kick here. And Solomon Islands with a free kick just around the center circle. Papua New Guinea know really well they need to manage this game, especially a goal up. But for the Solomon Islands side, they definitely need to score here. And that's not the way you score. And it's Papua New Guinea now chasing the ball here. Aaron Spain is still with the ball. Rather, it's not Aaron Spain. It's Zoki Tamgol. And Solomon Islands miscued the ball here, almost resulting in a devastating attack from Papua New Guinea. The number 10, actually, it's Rex Naimim. He's the one who's been very instrumental here. Again, Solomon Islands through Malansia. Decides to go across the field over to find one of the newly introduced substitution here. And probably experience coming into play here. Solomon Islands with all the pace they have. Still, it's not enough. The referee decides to call it back. Another card here against a Solomon Islands player. It's Kennedy, the number 8 here, the youngster you've mentioned earlier, Lisa.
There's
Good experience for him. Probably not a good experience for the card.
And he is 16 years old. And fortunately there, he has booked a yellow card. He was substituted in the second half. And just taking some time off there to get some medical attention. Well, the goalkeeper is down. This is the second half of the match. Papua New Guinea still has the advantage of a narrow 1 lead goal against the Solomon Islands development side. And the Papua New Guinea captain, who managed to register the first goal from a penalty early in the first half of the match.
Solomon Islands now deep inside the Papua New Guinea half, looking to spring up something here with a couple of changes here. Well, at the background you can see there's the next team ready to take on the field as well. Solomon Islands at the moment, Gordon Hero to Osio. The 2 players keeping the back here. Osio brings it up. Again, his final passes have not been on point here. It continues to be the downfall of so many promising attacks from the Solomon Islands half. Well, Barry Limoki decides to fasten the restart here by putting a little bit of pressure to the number 12, Christines Biasu of Papua New Guinea. Long ball up here and reaches Rex Sale, his opposite number, Gordon Iro. Restart to Osio. Osio finds a short, quick touches here by the number 13, Stephen Cotti, who we haven't seen so much. He's a good dribbler of the ball. He squares it off to... Can he finish this one off? No, unfortunately. But so far, that's what is more like an identity to Solomon Islands teams. The short passes, the dribbling. That's a glimpse of it. Can we see more of it? That's the question to be asked. But for Papua New Guinea, it seemed to be they're slowly fading. But again, they're consistent in positioning. Is something to behold and admire at this time of the game. Solomon Islands again try to work their way here. And a little bit of entertainment here. Good ball here. It's been called offside. By the, I would say, their countryman, Jeffrey Solodia of the Solomon Islands. When it comes to refereeing, they have to abide by a fair play and won the game as well as they can. We have a slight breeze coming in from the ocean side, so it compensates well for the heat here. As Gordon Iro, we start to play over to Oceania. Junior Albert wins the ball. Marlon back to Gordon, almost miscued here. That could have been devastating. And a long ball again seemed to be the option. This particular Solomon team decides to go to. Marlon turns, checks again, tries to play. Another ball through here, and it's been full of this similar type of looping ball here. For the Papua New Guinea team, it's just about managing their time and their gameplay so far.
And we've got substitutions for Solomon Islands development side. That is Anu Auga coming in, and we have Gordon Iro stepping off. There's 2 substitutions for Solomon Islands.
Well, the local supporters have finally managed to make their way in more time. Taking it into consideration, it's Monday here. Still, a lot of the work still continue. Marlon in the center circle decides to go long again, and the same story continues to repeat itself for the Papua New Guinea team. As long as Solomon Islands continue to go on that pathway, it could be the right way they wanted Solomon Islands to play. It's beneficial for them. Now Solomon Islands through to Marlon, the captain, checks, tries to find Barry Limoki, couldn't do so. Now can Barry Limoki capitalize on this one? Solomon Islands again. Barry Limoki just missed the ball here. Probably thought his second runner of the ball was getting to it. Unfortunately, it's not what he thought. So again, Solomon Islands with another opportunity here. Cleared well by the Papua New Guinea defender. So it's Winford Bekepio who's been causing trauma down the left side of Papua New Guinea defense. And Joseph Joe will receive treatment here. Rather, it's number 3, Godfrey Harrow. Conditions are boiling out here, around 32 degrees Celsius. And when I say 32, it's probably 5 more temperatures higher than that when it comes to the field, the pitch itself. Especially the heat of the day evaporating off this surface. And especially if you're wearing football cleats, Lisa, this will be definitely a hot day for you inside the field.
A much needed water break is much needed here as both teams just take a quick break. Also an opportunity for Papua New Guinea's number 3, Godfrey Haro, having a checkup by medical team. But yes, Solomon Islands, Papua New Guinea in for a water break here at the Lawson Tama Stadium grounds. We've got some cool breeze coming through the stadium, but out there on the pitch is something else as the crowd builds up here at the Lawson Tama Stadium. This is the 3rd edition of the MSG Prime Ministers Cup, hosted here in Honiara, Solomon Islands, Lawson Tama Stadium. And we've also got another match coming up later this afternoon, as well as the Solomon Islands national team will be taking on Vanuatu. The development side here, as we can see on our screens, captained by Marlon Tahioa, was very impressed as well and satisfied with his team selection. They haven't been together it's such a mix, and they haven't spent much time together as a team, as we have a shot there of Papua New Guinea as well, an experienced side, and also the champions, which I believe they are coming in strong in this competition. As Godfrey Haro is just taken off the pitch to be checked again. Solomon Islands development side has come in the second half with a different flair as what was compared to the first half that we've seen, Alex.
Yes, and actually the Papua New Guinea team has a good mixture of experience and young stars as well. So it's going to be a future of football for both countries. And with the momentum that Papua New Guinea is currently having, they're definitely in for a good football future here with the likes of Alvin Komolong, the only few experience currently in the team here. Barili Moki, and rather it's Barili Moki who was going for this one here and almost get onto the end of it, but then put the goalkeeper down as well. It's the number 12, Christinas Biasu, who have been instrumental for Papua New Guinea with a couple of Solomon Islands chances in the first half. Now this is what I expect here, Lisa, from the heat and everything that is pointing out. The 32 degrees Celsius, as I mentioned earlier on, this definitely...
Now this was the opportunity, came through. Christinas went up in the air, collected it nicely, and as he came down, that's when I think he had a tug on his muscle there.
Probably Barry Limoki must have landed on it. Those little sharp pains, they're very annoying.
And the scoreline still remains Papua New Guinea still taking a narrow lead of 1 goal. Solomon Islands national development side at 0. Also seen some yellow cards go up today in this first match. Solomon Islands has already booked 2 yellow cards in this match. It's good to see the goalkeeper, Biasu, up again as he makes a clearance.
And again, a pressure building in against the Solomon Islands team, Papua New Guinea. They keep their composure here. They know really well that Solomon Islands will, in patches, might just lose concentration.
Substitution for Papua New Guinea. 2 substitutions. We have Godfrey Haro coming off, and we've got Charles Yays going on. Godfrey Haro coming off, and Charles wearing the number 15 jersey going on. Another substitution from Papua New Guinea.
Ezekiel Vela, who has just been introduced. Papua New Guinea right in the heart of Solomon Islands defense here. Oh, a good attempt here by the number 11 Ridzoki Tamgol. And Ron Sale of Solomon Islands with the ball just on the edge of his 18-yard box. Goes for the long one here. And picks it up well. It's the number 11 Ridzoki Tamgol. Again, Solomon Island wins the ball back inside their own half. Gordon Iro brings it up to Ohosio, and not a good touch by Ohosio. It's a throw for Papua New Guinea inside the Solomon Islands half. Ezekiel Vela will again take this one, getting the number 10 Rex Naim more involved in the game. One of the young players for Papua New Guinea, and good defending there by Ohosio, who physically confronting with the number 10, who's also just 2 years older than Rex Naim, so perhaps in the same age range. Gordon Iro to Ron Sale, the youngster who has been given the duty to keep the gates for Solomon Islands national development side. Again, Papua New Guinea tried to spring up an attack here. They managed to do so, collecting the ball, tries to go in the 18-yard box. Well defended here by the number 3, Jack Junior Ane. 2 against 1. Marlon collects, tries to find Prince, rather. Ron Sale over to Gordon Iro. Checks. Decides to go between the lines here. Solomon Islands looking more, connecting with the passes here. And Barry Limoki outside the 18-yard box for a strike here. Couldn't get the target right. He does have the strength, the power, but not the target. That's more characteristic of Barry Limoki, the boy who came through the ranks from the Western Province and made his way to Fiji football before returning to Solomon Islands. Brilliant player and a very young player. Again, Solomon Islands tries to go in the middle here. Couldn't do so. And again, Solomon Islands players building momentum.
Just going to go back. Is Barry Lemoki, that opportunity that was presented before him just outside the 18-yard. He goes for the shot. You can see after that opportunity really got to him.
Just when the replay was going on, Papua New Guinea also had their chances. And now Solomon Islands to Barry Limoki for the first time here. Tries to go in Solomon Islands, trying to chase ball here, couldn't do so. As time goes on, both defense started to open up, probably due to the heat here. So we expect one of these teams to find the back of the net. For now, it's looking more likely for the Solomon Islands side. Malon to Barry Limoki. Limoki is getting more involved in the game. Well, not this player here. He's not liking the pass so far, Gordon Iro. Young player. He tries to find someone in that space there. Couldn't do so. Collected by Jack Junior Ani to Gordon Iro, the number 2 and 3. To Malon, the captain. And not a good pass here from Solomon Islands, Thomas Lidoli. And Papua New Guinea have a throw just inside their own half. Alvin Komalong. Ritzoki Tamgor goes out to the wide side. Papua New Guinea tries to break some space here for themselves. Solomon Islands regrouping in defense. Ball comes in the 18-net box. Checks and a shot here. Good save by Ron Sale. And this shows how deadly Papua New Guinea players, especially attackers, can strike a ball just out of nothing. They spring into opportunity here and almost resulted in a goal here. But the youngster Ron Sale knows his compass well and checks and makes sure that his goal is not being affected by the opportunity. Well, Papua New Guinea again, a ball sails over the bar. From this angle, we thought it was going to be a goal. Unfortunately for Papua New Guinea, and fortunately for Ron Sale of the Solomon Islands team. Well, Solomon Islands again, as we see from the replay, that's the strike here. It was cleanly taken up by the Papua New Guinea team. And obviously, Gordon Iro, the youngster, with this man on the ball now, Jack Junior Ani. And to Malon. Malon again checks. Not a good pass by Malon. Probably the anticipation is for his players to get in the space. But again, we'll have to see whether they read the chemistry well. This player, he's been doing everything right here. Again, collects the play. Alwyn Comalong with the experience here managed to just guide the ball out for a corner kick. Much to the dislike of Christianias Biasu, the goalkeeper. Winford Bekepio. Well, probably a name to remember in the coming years for Solomon Islands football. He's got a lot of potential there. And speaking of potential, that's him here with a setup. Oh, almost going in from Barry Limoki. Unfortunately, the goalkeeper for Papua New Guinea, Christianias Biasu, have to tank the nets here. And Solomon Islands are looking more dangerous now as they sit for an equalizer here.
And the opportunity for Solomon Islands, Bekepio floats in a corner, just headed off the crossbar by Limoki.
Well, the raging heat has definitely taken a toll on especially the Papua New Guinea players. You can tell, well, could this be an opportunity for the Solomon Islands, the home team, to capitalize on it? But for this man here, the number 8, Joseph Joe, he has been phenomenal in making sure he's keeping the midfield well. Now Solomon Islands again through another attack through the youngster. Finds Barry Limoki, checks just outside the 18-net box. Decides to go back to Winford Bekele. Swings the ball in, cleared well by the Papua New Guinea tall defender. Again, Solomon Islands collects the ball well. It's Winford Bekepio again going for another run here. Not winning the physical battle here. And Malon tries to come in. Do well, gets the ball back. And again, combination play here. It's just a missing point here. And Odisi strike here by Osio resulted in a corner kick actually for Solomon Islands. Could this be the opportunity they've been looking for? Papua New Guinea with majority of their players back to defend, leaving no one up front. That tells you the story that they definitely need a point from this one to set their campaign in this tournament going well. Barry Limoki checks, sets himself up here. He decides to stop the ball. Again, Malon collects, plays it back to Lidoli, goes for the diagonal ball here. And Barry Limoki collects again, plays it over into the 18-net box. And an attempt here by Solomon Islands. Well defended well by Papua New Guinea. And the contrast of colors at the back, Lisa, probably had me confused a little bit. But it's the Solomon Islands national team warming up. And so far, it's this man here, 23, Winford Bekepio, who has been instrumental in creating opportunities. Can he create something from this corner here? Ball comes back down. Junior Albert, rather it's Junior Albert. No, it's not Junior Albert. It is a partner when they were playing in the under 23, Alfie Aunga, who's the one who is hustling for the ball there. A long clearance here by Christinius Biasu. Directly to his opposition position, the goalkeeper for Solomon Islands. As Solomon Islands regroup play. Malonsia, tens. Again, they have so much space here, Solomon Islands. Perhaps would be good to capitalize it on moving the ball more quicker. But for the Papua New Guinea side, it's this man here, Emmanuel Simon, who has been in the heart of everything as the number 10. Rex Naim with the ball, beats one, going for the first time, outside shot. Probably not the best option to take here. Game still on. Solomon Islands still in their 18-yard box. Gordon Hero brings it up to the number 8 youngster. And can they find Winford? And a call against him for an handball offense here against the number 23 for Solomon Islands. Quick start from Papua New Guinea. They've inside the Solomon Islands half. They build up play, try to go past one. Managed to do so. The Papua New Guinea player, he's bringing the ball into the 18-yard box. Well, just about to come in the 18-yard box. Couldn't do so. Good defending there by Jack Junior Ani of Solomon Islands. Well, not a good clearance, but then again, Solomon Islands picks up play. A throw deep inside their own half. For those who just joined us, it's Papua New Guinea leading 1-0. Solomon Islands looking more like the side to score in these couple of minutes that we've seen so far. But it's Papua New Guinea picking up pace here. Malon of Solomon Islands in the midfield. Tries to go long here. Couldn't do so. Papua New Guinea again retaliate with their own long ball back into the Solomon Islands half. And the captain for Solomon Islands is still down. Number 16, Malon Tahioa, who before coming back to play football was a university student at one of the universities in Fiji and played for Fiji, the Suva side, made his name in the Fijian Football League before returning to Solomon Islands and becoming one of the regular players in the national team. Well, this tournament he's leading the development side. Solomon Islands again through Winford Bekepio. Tries to go past one, decides to bring it back. Still with the ball, checks, finds Alfia Aunga, and another good combination by him and Winford resulted in Papua New Guinea again going for the long ball here. Gordon Hero collects well just inside the 18-yard box. Rather, it's the midfield, the middle third, the middle attacking. We like to call it the center circle. It's Ohosio. Goes for the long one here. Tries to find, well, speaking of spaces, they need to find their players more urgently and more accurately. Malon finds Alfia Aunga. Not a good ball by the number 17 for Solomon Islands, resulting a throw inside their own half to be taken by Kolu Kepo, who's actually the brother of Ati Kepo, who have been substituted in the first half. Solomon Islands local fans braving the heat here, enjoying the football performances here so far. And now Solomon Islands inside their own half through Gordon Iro, who in the couple of minutes have stepped up much higher compared to his position. And Marlon Oasio checks again, finds Winford rather, Bekepio, and doesn't keep the ball well here. Again, Papua New Guinea also losing the ball easily. And it's the youngster here, the number 8, Kennedy Sihiu, who's been everywhere trying to get his team back. And the experienced Alwin Komalong decides to cue the ball out from danger zone. Gordon Iro tries to compete with Rex Naem. Still he wins the ball back is Oasio. Lets it run for a throw in deep inside their own half. Solomon Islands trailing a goal down. Well, it's the Papua New Guinea team that is 1-0 up. The number 15 for Papua New Guinea, Charles Hayes, who has just been brought on, commits a foul here. It will be Barili Moki over this one. Well, he decides to give it to the youngster Kennedy Sihiu. Can Kennedy Sihiu be instrumental in orchestrating something great for the Solomon Islands side? An equalizer in this particular period of the game would definitely lift the spirits of his players. Oh, he decides to go for a close one here. Smart one, perhaps not the power to get the ball quickly. The Papua New Guinea Christinius Biasu was actually contemplating the ball coming through the middle, but the youngster decides to go short. And with that, that also concludes the game.
Right, ladies and
And the
gentlemen,
Papua New
that
Guinea
concludes
team
the end of the match between
going out with
Solomon
a
Islands
much-needed 3
and
points
Papua New
win.
Guinea.
For the
full-time
Solomon
score
Islands side, it is an
is Solomon
unfortunate
Islands
result.
3, Papua New
They have
Guinea
been
1.
knocking on the Papua New Guinea defense doors all through the second half, perhaps with no one to open the door for an answered goal. But with the temperature as hot as this, it's definitely going to be an experience where Papua New Guinea will definitely take on board as they look towards their next match, which is an interesting one as they will take on Fiji later this week. But for the Solomon Islands national development team, it's about exposure and experience for especially almost 80% of the team. Well, we could say 90%. And in terms of development, this is what they need to have under their belts, under their carriers. Casual, well, that's the local fans turning up here. Despite of the working hours, some probably taking sick leave just to be here to enjoy football in a mad-loving football nation as Solomon Islands. You can tell there's tradesmen, there's students, there's everyone here just to enjoy these awesome MSG Prime Ministers Cup open fixture. And that's the take here, the flags of the countries participating, excluding New Caledonia. Well, we'll be joining Lisa Osifelo for the sideline interviews.
David, congratulations. And for the first win, just overall your comments of the match. What can you say to your first performance?
First of all, thank you to our good Lord for protection and guidance of both teams, Solomon Island and PNG. No one got any injuries and all that. For the match, the sun is too hot and it's really challenging both teams. And the football is not like what we want. But the two teams played really well. Well done for us to come out with a goal.
And just with the match today, the score came from a penalty. What are some of the areas that Papua New Guinea would like to work on for the next match?
Well, every department in the field we have to work hard on, because the next match is really a tough one. So we have to be prepared. So every department in the field we have to work hard to prepare ourselves for the game.
Thank you very much. All the best for the next match.
Well, Papua New Guinea currently the winners of this game. The Solomon Islands National Development Team 0, Papua New Guinea 1. And a great day here at Lawson Tama.